G'day guys, X-Ray Racer 1 here with part B of my review of the Broadway Limited Imports N-Scale Baldwin Centipede. So in part B what I'll be doing is I'll be giving you my final thoughts and a bit of a summary and that of this locomotive. Now I'm going to do my best to keep this video as short as possible because I know part A was very long. So as I'll give you a quick rundown of this locomotive if you haven't seen part A. So this loco is made by Broadway Limited Imports. It is the N-Scale Baldwin Centipede, and it is in the Pennsylvania Railroad road name. And I've had this locomotive or locomotives for just over a week. They are both powered A units, and they are both fitted with a DCC sound decoder, and it is with their Paragon 2 electronics. Now for those who have watched part A will know that I have had some major issues with this locomotive. However, I have managed to remedy the problem somewhat. You will notice a little while ago it just stalled on one of the turnouts here. One of the issues were lack of electrical conductivity from the wheels to the electrical pickups that touch the wheels. What I'll do is I will put part A down in the description box, in the link there, but I had all sorts of issues. During part A to this video now, I have put some carbon conductive grease on the wheels and between the pickups. The locomotive, mainly the trailing A unit here, will still stall on me. It may even do it on this set of turnouts coming up, but it doesn't see. But while funnily enough, while it's on camera it's doing it, but it doesn't do it nowhere near as much as it used to. The conductive grease has helped a lot. Despite my initial disappointment with this locomotive, it has actually, I guess you could say, redeemed itself. While it does still stall every now and then, it apart from that, I have enjoyed running this locomotive. The sound quality of the locomotive or both of the locomotives are really good. I enjoy it. I love all the sound functions on them. And not only that, when you look at its size of each unit, it is quite hard to believe that both these locomotives are quite capable or easily negotiate a 9 3/4 inch radius. Now, to give you a quick idea, this section here is 2 Pico set track curves put together. That is a 9 3/4 inch radius. And in part A, I actually had some footage. You would have seen footage of these two locos going around the inner track. And to also give you an idea, this curve here that you can see is slightly greater than, or slightly sharper than 9 3/4, and both the locomotives went around the curve without a hassle whatsoever. But as you can see, it just seems to be this small section here that the trailing A unit seems to stall on. It will stall every now and then somewhere else, but apart from that, it's been pretty good so far. One of the things I will probably admit that possibly parts of the track aren't perfectly flat, which is probably why it will stall, but apart from that, that's the only thing I can think of. But what I will say is, while I have got it going, and like I said in part A, if you were to buy, see, it's just done it again there. If you were to buy a brand new car, you would be very disappointed if you had to go through a procedure just to coerce it into running. You would want to just get in the car and go, not have to do a ritual to encourage it to drive. And that's why I was initially a little disappointed in having to, as one YouTuber put it in my other video, to re-engineer it. When you consider the price of these locomotives, you would expect it to work perfectly straight out of the box, and unfortunately I didn't. I was also going to do a DC power test run, but due to being mentally exhausted from trying to get the locos running, I never did it. But like I said, despite the fact of the initial disappointment of the locos not working straight away, I have enjoyed running the Centipede, and like I said, I love the sound quality, and you can probably tell it's quite loud. The noise of it sounds quite authentic, while I have never heard an actual Centipede. I love the way when you start to power up the locomotive for a pull, you hear the engines throttling up. So my final thoughts of this locomotive: is it a good locomotive? Yes, it is. What I will do is, before I go on with my final thoughts, what I've also done is I've taken some photos with my phone camera up close, just so you can see some of the detail of the locomotives. So here are some pictures now. Okay, so as you saw, the detail of these locomotives is amazing. Like the top there, where you see the radiator fans, the railings, the aerials, even little things like the glass in the door. It's really the detail, even the stripes that go up along the side of the locomotive, like when it just comes out here, just the striping on the sides there, it's really neat and clear. But so yeah, I do like the locomotive a lot. But this is where I come into my final thoughts. Is it a good locomotive? Okay, so detail-wise, the detail is right up there. Like as you saw in the pictures, everything from the moulding to the paintwork, everything right down to even the numbers on the sides of the locomotives on the lights. It's really good. Performance-wise, well, as you can see here, they're pulling a fairly long freight train, no trouble whatsoever, and I'm pretty sure they have the ability to pull double this. Now, was I disappointed at first? I'm not going to lie. Yes, I was quite disappointed. As you can see, it still does that funny stall on the set of turnouts there. And it's still only the trailing A unit. The front A unit works fine. So it might still be a work in progress. And yes, the conductive grease has helped a lot. So it performs well on turns. Its appearance, I love it. So would I recommend this locomotive? Now this is going to be a really hard one. Usually I would say it would be either a yes or a no answer. But in this case, I'm going to make an exception and I'm going to say maybe. I might recommend this locomotive. Mainly for the fact that I don't know of anyone else that has had my problems in getting this locomotive, or had a similar situation where they've had to go through the same issue, procedure as I had to fix the not running smooth issue. So I would say maybe, because as you can see here, it's running smooth. It's not hesitating at all. Even when earlier on I disconnected them at the on that bar there, and now look at that, it's still going. So yeah, I did disconnect it, and speed-wise, probably the front A unit was probably a smidge faster. So performance-wise, they're good. However, I did have that initial problem of getting them going. So I'm going to say I might recommend this locomotive, because when you think about it, it's a fair amount of money. When you look at the recommended retail price, it's a lot of money to have to spend on a locomotive that you then have to pull apart to get it going. So my score for this, I'm going to have to give it a 7 out of 10. Purely for the fact that the details and its initial performance is what helped bring the score up. But as you can see, the stalling, even after putting conductive grease on, the stalling that it does at certain points every now and then is what hurt its final score. So I am giving it a 7 out of 10. So I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. Maybe later on I'll do a follow-up video of the locomotive just to see how it's going. If you have any questions about the locomotive, or if you've had similar issues like this, Please don't hesitate to comment down below. See, it's absolutely having a fit right now. So yeah, if you've had any issues like this, don't hesitate to comment down below. And I'll see you later, guys. Cheers.